YouTubers, Mark Batson had just put out a video wanting to know, what tools we use on a daily basis, or our main go-to tools. So we're going to spin around here and we're going to take a quick look at stuff that I use. So sit tight. And first thing we're going to start off with is glues. I use a ton of different types of glues. I like to use this just regular Elmer's white glue. This makes for great masking. You just brush it on and then do your painting or your fine painting or whatever, and then it'll just peel right up. And as far as my main go-to is this right here. I probably use this more than anything. Sometimes I will use this. It's not as fast drying. If I've got time to let something set, then I'll use that. This is also something now I don't use this like I use this. Say if I'm putting an engine together, and it's got pins or something, yeah, I'll probably use this right here, because this you can just brush it on and that'll cure automatically. But anyway, then I've got my super glues. I will use this but this is my favorite. And then to go along with that, you've got the zip kicker. Like I said, you just you put a little dab on and then just hit it with a little dab of that. And like in my other video, you can go back and watch about the zip kicker. If you need to debond an old joint, yeah, brush this on liberally, let it set, and in a few seconds it'll just snap clean. It'll come unbonded. And then if I need to like weld plastic together, yeah, that's what I use. And every once in a while I'll have a need for this epoxy, and that's what I just used on this frame right here. On patches, you can see the epoxy joints, because this frame was just so brittle, it kept snapping. So the use of the epoxy came in real handy with that, because it bonds really strong. And then I just go back with sanding sticks and take care of it. Okay, now on my clear parts, I'll use the Mod Podge gloss, and sometimes I'll use evergreen canopy glue. And I also like to use the glazing spot putty. Excellent work. Matter of fact, Mark Batson's the one that put me onto that, so thank you for that, Mark Batson. Now moving on, also in my arsenal, I keep a ton of BBs. Why? Because anytime you get a little container of paint, or something you need to mix up, just drop a BB in it, give it a shake, and it helps to mix things up. Alright, now I've got tweezers of all shapes and sizes. I'm not going to show you all of them, but just you've got a various cornucopia of selections there. Some you can use for decals, for getting into little tiny spots, wiring engines, etc. And I have talked about this before. Every person, it's a must-have. You have got to have a good set of files. These are Tamiya files, and they do a pretty good job now. This is a photo etch file. Don't use your photo etch file to sand on body parts. Keep stuff designated. Next on my list is my scriber tool. Let's see. I got that from a website called UMM. I think there's about 3 of these in a set. Well, you can get them individual, but I ordered all 3 in the set. And I do most of my scribing with these. Now sometimes it will get a little bit thick. Let's see, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. Well, I had it. Yeah. That blade can be a little bit thick in certain areas. Then I'll just go back with the old trusty, the back of the number 11 scalpel blade. Alright, and then up here, I keep a wide assortment of sanding sticks, all grits. And I've even got a bigger assortment up here. And the thing I like about these you can cut them up. If you don't need this great big stick, you can cut it, you can trim it to suit you. Because if you'll see right in here, this is my big drawer, my big bin of sanding sticks. See, I'll take them and I'll cut them and I'll shape them. Sometimes I'll just need a little. Sometimes I need a little spot like this right here. I'll take and I'll shape it to get to where I need to get to, and you can party on. So, but yeah, I think I got these off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure I did, and you get a big bag of them, so they're fairly reasonable. Then I have assorted Q-tips, and I also have those for right here in my drawer right here. I keep the little tiny ones. I keep the ones with the big point on them, and I got the little tiny ones with the point on them. Okay, and then right beside that, I keep all my pin vices for my drills. That way I just load them up with my most popular bits, and that way they're already loaded. And then if I should need to change up, I keep a wide variety of drill bits, and I get those off of Amazon too. And then here also, these are my razor blades. I buy these in bulk because yeah, see there, I buy those in bulk because that's the one thing you will definitely go through if you're doing the modeling. And then let's see, I keep one of these on hand because I never know when I'm going to need to bend or stretch some sprue. So, and let's see, I keep on hand a wide assortment of needles. You make gear shifters out of them. You can use them as just pins to hold in engine parts, like pulleys and belts and stuff like that. And you just, and then if you need to, just trim the head off of it, and it makes a perfect plug pin. Now, this is, you don't think of this as a tool, but I'm going to tell you folks, as you get older, these are a must-have. Now, some people like to wear those visors, but I don't like to wear the visor. I can't, it gets in my way. So what I do is go to readers.com, and yeah, see, these have got magnification. That's 5.50. These are a 6, I believe, 6 or 6.5, and it puts that work right up on me where I can really get in there to see what I'm working on. All right, going back over here to the drawer now. Yes, got to have my little Dremel tool. I do have a corded one, but I prefer that one right there, and I thank Mr. Lucas C. for putting me onto that little gem. My ruler. Get you a scale ruler. I wish they made better ones. Mark Batson has some really good ones, made by Iva Rule, but I have searched everywhere, cannot find Iva Rule. So anyway, wide assortment of brushes. Brushes here, brushes there. I use a ton of brushes. And toothpicks. I use the flat toothpicks, and I use the round toothpicks. So, and I use these all the time. The paint tray. I think these come from Hobby Lobby. You get a whole pack of them for next to nothing. And like whenever I'm doing my super gluing or whatever, I'll put my super glue right in here, and then I'll just work off of that palette. And then like these right here, I've got a bucket of water, or soapy water, and when I'm finished with this thing, I'll just soak it, let it sit in that bucket of soapy water, and then just come back and clean it out. So that's for acrylics anyway. Now, I don't use that with, say, enamels or lacquers. So then let's see. Yes, scissors. I use a ton of scissors. I use this for cutting my sheet plastic, and I use these smaller ones for cutting around sheet plastic, and also oh shoot, I can't think of the name of these things for the life of me, but they're like little locking pliers, scissor type things. Hemostats. There we go, hemostats. Get you a bunch of those. So I keep a ton of those on hand. Let's see. Okay, as far as sandpaper goes, I use a ton of sandpaper, and I buy it in bulk in the big sheets, and then I get these little containers, and I will I'll cut them up. I'll cut them up into little strips, and then just tear off whatever I need, and then I label it in whatever grit it is. So I'll have it handy right then and there. All right, next up we have this little gem I found at Joann's one day when I was out with my wife while she was picking up some fabric. It's called a jewel picker, and I use it for, say, like doing photo etch. It's got a large end and it's got a small end, and it's a real gummy. Say like this is, say if this is a piece of photo etch right here, and I need to put it in place, you just see there, and then that's all there is to that. So yep, get that at Joann's, called the Jewel Picker. I like to have one of these little puppies on hand. It's a retractable magnet, and say if you drop a knife blade, or if you drop a piece of photo etch or something that, or anything metal, a little drill bit. Say if you drop a drill bit, yeah, and you, especially if you're on carpet and you can't see it, take that little thing right there and run it around the area, and pretty soon you'll find it. All right, next on my list, it's a set of burnishing tools. I use these for like whenever I'm laying down tape and I want to rub it in real good. And you've got all different sizes here. You got little tiny balls right there, all the way to small to large, whatever. And I like these. I like these right here too, because you can also use it with bare metal foil. And the reason I like these, because sometimes you don't want to use that metal tip on there, because it'll tear your bare metal foil. So what I use is these little rubber tips, and they're soft and flexible enough to press down onto that bare metal foil. It gets into those little nooks and crannies without tearing the foil. You just take it and just press it in, press it in, press it in, press it in, and then you can rub it back and forth without tearing it. So these are very, very soft, but yet they're still firm enough to where you can get in there and do the job. Then right here, these are what I call my Mark Batson pointy sticks, and they're for clay, and they're also for spreading the putty. Whenever you're doing filler, you can get in there and spread it around. And also for, you never know when you're going to need these picks. Say if you got a seam line or a panel line or something that you get a little debris stuck in there, and you can get in there and pick those out. And like I said, these are my right here, these are my other panel scribers. They're flat, they're easy to handle, and that's where you can find them. Right there is umm.com. So get you a good set of those. Okay, next in my arsenal is a set of calipers, whether it be dial calipers or digital calipers. You can find these fairly cheap, or you can get super expensive ones. So these are a must-have for any modeler, especially if you're going to be doing scratch building. These are imperative to have. It will save you so much trouble. All right, next on my list is a little tool introduced to me again by watching Mr. Lucas C. It is called the Dead Center tool. It's a drill starter. So when you type it in, it's well, to save you a lot of trouble, just go to scaleproshop.com, scaleproshop.com, and you'll find this little tool right here. And say you go to make a drill a hole, and your bit's always wandering off of center. So what you do, let me give the camera time to focus here. All right. You take this sucker, you just give it a couple of twists. I'm trying to do this left-handed, folks, sorry. And then there you go. Then you just put your drill bit up against it, and it's a starter hole is what that is. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Luca, for that. And like I said, go to Scale Pro Shop if you want one of those. And then this right here is done with Dykem steel blue layout fluid. I get this on Amazon for 12 bucks. So I can you can basically paint the side of your car while you're doing your rough end body work, and to help you find the hills and valleys, and it'll just sand right off. So, and you can take some alcohol, and alcohol clean it right up. So say like if you're removing like if you got a little divot in a door panel or something, you didn't quite catch it, you lay that on there and you sand everything kind of smooth, and it'll leave the divot in blue, so that way you know where to put your filler. So, and it cleans up very easily. Another one of my favorites that I always have handy are these magnetic bars right here. This magnetic bar, I get those at Harbor Freight. I've got 2 of them that I keep on the side of my desk right there. That, so like if I'm working right here, I can just turn around, reach and grab whatever I need. So this way, and I've even got one on the far end down here that I keep all my files, clamps. I even keep my little needles handy for like when I need to clear out some super glue. It holds my clamps, my long rulers, and these things are very, very, very strong. Take like this big metal block right here. See there, holds that no problem. This big pair of pliers, no problem. That way, as I'm working, if I need it, I got it. So yeah, go to Harbor Freight, get you a couple of those. They're cheap. I won't say maybe $8, if that. And probably last but not least, I've got all my knives, and like I said, any modeler, you don't have just one blade. I keep a wide assortment of X-Acto knives and X-Acto blades for all sorts of things. You know, you can do the chisel tips, you can do scalpel blades, you can do a wide range of stuff. And then I see I've got this little booger there for making contours if you're going to do any kind of scratch building. Keep my saws on hand for cutting tubing or any kind of little angles and stuff. Get you a good set of sprue cutters. Those are important. And this is a little jewelry making tool. You can get these at Walmart or any craft store. I've been most of my wire with this. So that's good for shaping wire. Well, folks, that's gonna do it for me for now. It's been fun talking to you, so we'll get on other stuff later. All right, I'm gonna get back to working on my models. So y'all have fun. Take care. Peace out.